there's a couple of things to keep in mind whenever you're working on a vehicle that has a LIN-controlled alternator. There's some key things that you want to be aware of that will help you diagnose and test the system that we want to mention before we get started here. First off, of course, just like with any charging system problem on a vehicle, you want to make sure that you test the battery properly, that it's the correct battery for the vehicle, it's the correct type of battery, it has the correct rating or capacity for that vehicle, whether it's rated in amp hours or cold cranking amps, has to be the right battery for that vehicle. You want to test it to make sure it's fully charged. You want to test the overall state of health of the battery, either with a conductance type tester or a load type tester. So we've got to make sure we got a good battery. You want to check all the various electrical connections on the vehicle, at the battery cables, the connections on the alternator itself. Make sure those are tight, secure, there's no damaged wiring, there's no wiring that's frayed or evidence of overheating. You've got to make sure all that stuff's in good condition. Obviously the belt, again, just like on any charging system, we want to make sure the drive belt for the alternator is in good condition, it's tensioned properly. So those things still apply to LIN-communicated and LIN-controlled alternators on vehicles. We've still got to test those things. But something else that's also important and will help you to diagnose and test and troubleshoot a LIN-controlled alternator would be an updated professional bi-directional type scan tool. This will allow you to access fault codes, so when an alternator fails on a LIN-controlled system, in many cases the PCM, which controls that alternator, will recognize a fault in that system. It may recognize a fault in the LIN network, for example, the wire that communicates between the alternator and the PCM. It may recognize that there's a fault in that circuit, and it'll store a fault code in there that you can access with that scan tool to help lead you in the right direction or lead you down the right path as to what might be the problem. It may not necessarily be the alternator itself. There may be a problem in that LIN circuit.